What up? It's your boy Conserviz34. I won't be on for long this evening. So those of you come in, what up? What up? If not, check this on the replay. I have some plans for this evening. Yay! Back to normal. Not the new normal, but back to normal. Have a great entertainment night here for some comedy in the area. But what I want to do today, wasn't planning on coming on, but I had a story. It ties into live music here in Hartford, and it also ties into just in some inspiration I got from a conversation today at a cookout. And so this does tie in with the Dave Matthews Band in the Meadows in Hartford, Connecticut. So I struck up a conversation with someone cooking at this cookout for one of my great uncles, and he's not a direct family member, but long story short, he's been, our family has known this gentleman and his family that owns some corner stores here in Hartford, Connecticut. And this gentleman has been through a lot in his life. And actually, the first interaction with my family was when my mom would go to church in Hartford. After church, they would go to this corner store, grab some drinks or sodas or chips. And this gentleman actually owned the store. His father had this convenience store and he owned it. Right. And my mom would go there when she was younger and her, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and older. She would go there after, and he, was friendly with our family, extended family as well. Well, this gentleman, he had this store from his father. And long story short, he got, the store wasn't doing everything to help him out. And he got into some trouble, right? He started doing some things that landed him to be in prison, and he was incarcerated. And I say all that to say that this gentleman, this is going to tie into music, just stay on for the ride here. This gentleman made a decision that he did not want to go back to some of the bad choices of being in the streets. So he actually changed his life around in prison. And here's where, flash forward, he met my father. Now, my father is not from Connecticut, but when he married my mom, they started a life in Connecticut. And my father was somebody who inspired him as far as his walk in faith. And he gave his, he became a Christian after being incarcerated. And even when he got out, I became a Christian. But my father was somebody who listened to him, encouraged him. My father's younger than him, to my knowledge here. And my father, who's never served a day in prison, in jail, never been arrested, found a volunteer passion to help people that are incarcerated, older than him, younger than him, same age. And my father and other people in this ministry at my church made a difference to help many hundreds, if not thousands of men, and even in the later years, some women in some of the women's prisons turn their life around. This gentleman who got inspiration from my father and many others who spoke life into him while he was incarcerated left prison and said, never again am I going to go back to the same streets. Never again am I going to do the wrongs that I did in my past. And he decided to start a food truck. And this food truck grew into a business where he said, look, I know my opportunities are limited, but I am going to grind and do whatever I can to make this business work. And here's where Dave Matthews Band and live music comes in. He mentioned his days at the Meadows Music Theater, the walk up to the Meadows in the parking lots, selling hot dogs before and after, selling waters before and after. And he mentioned the Dave Matthews shows are where he really, really made bank. It was at the time, 99. In 2000, I think it was 99 and 2000. he was at those weekends and he was selling every single night. He stayed there the entire day, throughout the entire tailgate, and he started a business. And he turned his life around because of the business from these live concerts, including the Dave Matthews Band, which we talked about because I said I wasn't going back then. And he talked about those shows and how the crowds and things like that. But this man grinded. And long story short, he had some other jobs that he did. He kept this business, and he is someone who now has children and grandchildren that he's blessed to call his own. And he has not gone back to the life that he had before he went to prison. I say all that to say that when we go to these concerts, when we go to these events and we see people grinding to sell waters, to sell food. Now, this may not be every venue, but I know if you've ever been to a metal show in Hartford, you know this. You never know what they're going through. Even the people we see every day. But when we go to these concerts, there are people, even the people within the venue that have these jobs. You never know what they're going through. You never know what they're trying to get to. Right? This is one step in their process, serving alcohol or serving food or being security at these Live Nation venues. This is a step for them to then bounce up to something bigger. This is an opportunity for those people outside of the Meadows and outside of the other venues that allow people to sell food, which, not every venue does that. They are living the American dream by trying to essentially use what they can to sell what they can to then get to something bigger, which this gentleman ultimately did. Another thing is the power of people caring, the power of compassion, the power of forgiveness and redemption. This gentleman had a business. It was not running well the legal way, and he decided to turn to the streets. And it landed him in prison, but he made amends for his mistakes and said never again. And it's not easy. Having a father who mentors to people who are incarcerated, some of them get it. Some of them will go the straight and narrow and never turn back. But many, there's temptations because they can't get certain jobs. They can't get certain things. But I say all that to say that as we go to these concerts, as we get our lives back to seeing entertainment, like I'm going to see tonight, a comedian, let's appreciate those who serve us. Let's appreciate the person at the door. Let's appreciate everyone. Right? It's not their fault Live Nation charges outrageous prices. It's not their fault some of the rules and regulations where you can't have a backpack, right? I know Deer Creek is switching to clear containers only, and I know some places like Mansfield, Mass, and SPAC have had restrictions on what type of bags you can bring in. And it is going to be there's going to be some of these trips and some of these things are going to be more than they used to be. And there's ways that I think we can fight that, but let's not take it out on the workers. As we go to these venues, as we tailgate and have fun, as we celebrate this 4th of July weekend, let's think about all those people that make this thing work. From the people behind the stage of our favorite artists to the people that work security, the people at these venues who, again, it's not their fault, the outrageous practices of Live Nation and Ticketmaster. And if we all go to these shows, have fun, but try to show love and compassion to each other every day. We walk out in this world and try to show love and compassion to other people who even may come with an attitude, may come upset. You never know what it can do. My own father, the person who made the food today at the cookout, my own father and other people in this ministry at my church that mentor those incarcerated helped change this person's life. It wasn't just them alone. This gentleman made a decision. This gentleman trusted in his faith in God. But just think, the same person who served chips and sodas to my mother when she was young was the same person my father inspired to make a change, who with turning to faith made a change, is the same person who made the food for me today. Some awesome wings. I don't like fish, but I heard the fish was awesome too. Some ribs. Everything was amazing today. So as we celebrate this weekend with family, and even some of you that may have lost family, and we had some people that we were kind of just reminiscing about that we've lost over the last couple of years, like my grandfather and my grandmother's my widowed grandmother's brother, who his children came to from Rhode Island, some other places. Let's take this time to find ways to give people grace, to appreciate the hard work of those at every aspect of our world, and let's try to make this world a better place. I know this isn't fully about concerts, but just something that I was kind of inspired about today, talking with a gentleman, and my father was there too, about how impactful we all can be to each other. And this is what the music of many of these artists do: the Grateful Dead, Dave Matthews Band, John Mayer, for me, J. Cole and Jay Z and Nas, on the hip hop side, Stevie Wonder, and Earth, Wind, and Fire on the R&B side. Music changes our lives, and some of the messages save us. And we need to take that inspiration and help others and be appreciative of other people, because these are difficult times. Even though the pandemic in many ways is over, so many things have gone up. Some people are still looking for the next job because they're not getting their job back. They've cut some maid services, they've cut hotels, still aren't at 100% hiring. People who lost restaurant jobs, the restaurant has never reopened. Let's try to be kind to others. Let's try to be the best we can to others. And when we go out to these concerts, let's respect everyone, even if they they like songs like "You and Me" and "Hello Again" to open up shows, as I jokingly say. But let's share these times together. Let's support each other and take care of one another. And if we see something that's not right, let's take a stand against those who may not be righting others, may be wronging others. That's all I got for today. It's your boy Conserviz34. Definitely like, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. If you are alone, know you have a community of Dave Matthews Band fans who always love to chat, including myself. If you are feeling hurt and pain, if you've lost someone, know you're not alone. We will listen to you. We will talk to you. I know the holidays can be many things to many different people, and I know they can be dark times for those who have lost ones or those who seem like they have nowhere to go. But music, concerts, communities of music fans will get you going. It's your boy Conserviz34. That's all I got for today. Peace.